Hello, everyone. Thanks again for joining my YouTube channel. Again, my name is Casey Ejindu. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. My goal is to have 10,000 subscribers by June of 2022. That's kind of a lofty goal, but I know it's possible. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for doing this. Let's get into this video. The reason why I want us to talk a little bit today is because the economy is kind of going in a different direction. A lot of people are really worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. We're hearing all kinds of doom and gloom in the media. And I want to kind of share with you guys a clip that I actually listened to yesterday and kind of heard about what is going on in the trucking industry, right? And how that could potentially be a problem for us down the road. So just take a listen to this and let's get into this, okay? Motherfuckers want a reality check? I'm gonna give you a reality check. $1,052 to fill a semi truck in Tennessee. It is currently right now 5.15 a gallon. What the fuck are y'all gonna do next month when your gallon of milk costs $11? Because you hear that? That's the only way you get milk. Reefer units, refrigerated trailers. It ain't like y'all gonna do without. Y'all better. All right, so I kind of, this video is something that talks to you and talks to every one of us, right? Because, we all have to eat. We all have to be able to continue to live. In times like this, with what's going on in Russia, with what's going on in the world, with the world economy, a lot of people are in a lot of uncertainty. And, I will tell you this, when it comes to seeing what's happening out there, and if you kind of fall into that trap of, the doom and gloom, and that becomes your focus and your thought, then there's a huge chance that you would be joining that crowd, right? So, for me, my personal experience started when I came to the United States in 2001. I was September 10th, 2001, so the day before 9/11. But prior to that, I had, lived in Africa, lived in Nigeria specifically. My family wasn't really well to do. I had well-to-do members of my extended family, but my actually immediate family, we were struggling. We had a lot of hardship in our household. We had help from a lot of family members just to be able to kind of survive. I grew up in a boarding house where abuse was regular. I wasn't around my family. I built so much hatred. I wasn't, I went from being a 220-pound person as a kid at 8 years old to about 146 pounds when I graduated as a senior. And this was just because I wasn't, I was malnourished. I actually had a chance where my grandma took me to the hospital because they thought I had HIV and I was going to die, just because of how much weight I had lost, and it looked like I was, in a very bad state. So I know what it is to be in a very tough life. I know what it's like to have experienced hardship. Even when I came to the US, things didn't really change for me up until 2019 when I found real estate and got into real estate investing and started to grow my income that way. So I recently, kind of acquired wealth, if you will. I recently started to have the nice things, take the nice trips, travel in the, more expensive parts of the plane, if you will, the front of the plane, as everybody wants to be, and just things like that. And as I'm kind of experiencing these things, I'm starting to notice that the world around me is still very much the same. A lot of people are still struggling. A lot of people still have a lot of uncertainties. A lot of jobs have been taken from folks, right? And I will tell you something. In my book, I wrote a book called ME, Money and Experience, How I Made It from Zero. And in that book, I kind of talk about something called the dis, right? So a lot of us are in this world, in this state of dis. And dis means disappointment, disease, disaster, everything that is something that is disallowed in our lives. And I just want to let you guys know that the beginning of all of this starts with your thought process. You were born in this world not to suffer, not to go according to what people tell you, but you were actually put into on this earth to create the life that you want, right? I mean, I'm a Bible believer. I believe that in the Bible it says that God created us in his own image and likeness. Now, if our Creator created us in His own image and likeness, that means you as well have the ability to create your reality the way you want it to be. Now, it took me a long time to kind of figure this out. I didn't kind of learn anything about this till I was, well into my mid 30s. And recently, I'm starting to understand something very crucial, and that is that I am the creator of my life, right? The way my life has been now, the way my life is now, is from what I was able to create out of it. So you guys can do the same thing. You can create the life that you want. When I was going through things, there was something I always believed that I always said. I said I wanted to be R and R, right? The two R's were my biggest focus. One was to be ripped, and the second was to be rich. So I knew to be ripped required work. I had to go to the gym. I had to spend time at the gym. I had to watch my nutrition. I had to take care of my body, and I knew that eventually I would have the chance to be in a good In good shape. Now, this is coming from a kid who was 220 pounds at 8 years old. So it's a hard shift when you all you do is think of food from a certain perspective. You have certain loves of certain types of things you want to eat all the time, and then you have to change those habits to be able to kind of acquire a different taste for food. You have to now maybe practice certain types of diets or lifestyles, if you will, to be able to accomplish the goal of being ripped. Now, to be rich is the exact same thing, folks. In order for you to be rich, you have to be able to build habits. There has to be certain habits that you build that you understand and you say, this is what I have to do. And as you build those habits, as you start to do those things, you will start to slowly see wealth. The problem with a lot of us is we go to the gym for 2 weeks, we notice our bodies don't change, and then we start going maybe we went 5 days a week the first week, right? We're motivated, we say we want to do this, we want to be in the best shapes of our lives. We go to the gym for 5 days, boom, we come back, we never go back. Same thing with being rich, right? You try out in a business, you try out a specific project, you have these big dreams, you expect it to work, and then the project fails. And then once that happens, now you go back to a 9 to 5 lifestyle that you know that is not going to be of benefit to you. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: is you have to first believe in yourself. I believe in you so much that I'm willing to stay in front of camera, regardless of how I feel about it, regardless of the nervousness and how much I'm worried about how I come across. I want to tell you guys that you guys can do it because I believe in you. Somebody else believes in you as well. So, take my word for it. If you don't take my word for it, at least try it and prove me wrong. And at the end of the day, I believe we all have the same goal in life, to all be successful and to live the best lives that we were put on this earth to be. So again, guys, don't focus on the doom and gloom. It's always going to be there. What you have to remember is focus on what you want to do with yourself, and let's get this.